Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Lotus, Lotus the Sage. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and you are getting ready for the new year. So with that in mind, I was thinking about, what some of my fears had been in the past or things that scared me in the past that I'm no longer afraid of, and what might still be lingering, or what new fears or self-sabotaging behaviors, for me in other words, should I be really trying to focus on and combat in some way. Hence this brought me to this reading. So today we're looking into what Spirit wants to talk to you today about, something that scares you. So whether that be scared in the same context of as I was saying, when it comes to self-sabotage, or in any other area of your life, period. So that's what we're going to look into today. So if that interests you, let's look at your choices. So for pile 1, you have the camera. Pile 2, you have the binoculars. In pile 3, you have the glasses. So my beauties, take a second, see which pile is calling to you, and then I'll see it's your choice. Welcome my pile 1 who chose the camera. Let's spread out your cards. All right, my beauties, so this is our first position over here, and in this first position it's going to let us know, hopefully, or give us an idea of what you might be afraid of, what scares you. So we're going to flip over each. So we have exposed and revealed. Number 21. It's, okay, I want to talk about this card first, so I'm going to just flip this because it's distracting me. So what I'm getting first from this exposed and revealed, just when it comes to an energetic level, and if we're talking about what scares you, it's being seen. And for some, it might be feeling like imposter syndrome is what I'm hearing. Getting found out. But what the real essence of what I'm feeling here is the trueness of vulnerability and being truly transparent. Maybe it's also about how you view and love yourself. You're afraid to see yourself fully. Yeah, so in essence for me, it really does seem like that's what Spirit wants to talk to you today about, my pile 1s. It's about being seen, letting go of that imposter syndrome, of recognizing the beauty in the rejection, of seeing self-worth, understanding your value. Let's continue. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, it's like you're literally afraid to be seen, and as I said, value, seen with, wow. Seeing yourself with a sense of value, of emotionally honoring yourself. And I'm getting they're saying to me there's a really strong sense of family with you. And I do feel like it feels more strongly like there's been a really lovely family support, and it's been very encouraging and uplifting. But there's something about your perspective on self that, regardless of what I'm feeling here, regardless of family, it still doesn't you don't believe it in some way. I'm hearing that others of you just feel like it's family's obligation to say nice things and to be loved in that way, but it doesn't feel, I don't know, there's something about it just doesn't feel authentic or truthful. Let's see what else. You have Neptune. They're bringing me to the sense of the illusions of Neptune, you know, of getting caught in your own mirage of consciousness. There's this interesting feeling of either the family, let's put it this way, like they're giving me two scenarios. It's the one, is the essence of that parent who's always praising their child and their child can never do any wrong, you know, and so they have this false sense of self in a way because they have not really been given true criticism or came up against any sort of resistance. And if that is the case, parent came to the rescue. It's that kind of energy. And or it's the other, where it's like family had been feeding you what you needed, positive reinforcement, nurture, love, and you still just felt, I don't believe you. It can be your, again, an attachment to an idea, to a belief, to a family, to a structure. It can also be inheriting certain addictions or behavioral patterns. You know, there's so many things about this exposed and revealed, and it can more heavily come from a lineage or a heritage, you know, when it came to this, like, you know, for example, like if alcoholics run in your family, it's that kind of energy. There's something about either you not seeing your value or thinking that you're less than, or because of where you come from, or because of your past. Like, I don't know if you actually feel like lovable. And so of course that's hard for you to see in yourself. Open up. Yeah. Open up. So my collective, if that seems like this is fitting for you, then this seems like you've picked and chosen the right pile. So let's continue. Let's see what fascinates you. Which is this position over here. I'm going to do one at a time. Nice. The Oracle's gift. Beautiful. The mystical, the occult, this type of stuff. Anything Gnostic, celestial, aliens, wisdom, insight, virtue, knowledge, recognizing patterns, the supernatural, clairvoyance. This kind of stuff fascinates you. Okay, let's see where this is going. We have the Lord of Wands in the reverse. The Lord of Wands is the King of Wands in the reverse. I wonder if it's somebody or the energies that are like really sort of like outright with their gifts. That's not it, Spirit said. They said it's more like a quiet power that fascinates you. It's almost like the unexpected mage, you know, as opposed to the person that like looks the part. I don't know if that makes sense. And I just heard somebody that knows their shadow. So you, again, what fascinates you is all this beautiful supernatural stuff. Somebody that understands the light and the dark. I feel a sense of like you don't like sugarcoating things. And I think I understand that if it comes from here. It's like I think you would prefer like the blunt, honest, clear truth. No smoke and mirrors. Venus. Yeah, you like something that's like genuine, gifted, loving, but balanced. I just heard that what fascinates you too, you love people or things that are really good at their craft or something that they do that fascinates you in the summer. I'm also getting a sense that summertime invigorates you just naturally speaking. You also could very well be a fire sign. But they're talking to me about like this vitality energy. And when they are suggesting that you do have gifts, like when your gifts are almost at its highest or at its peak or at its clearest, it's in the summer times. That's what they're saying to me right now. But summertime in general can just be a fascinating thing for you. But in general, like if we're talking about what's scares you, and this is where the energies is open up, it feels like this is a precursor, let's say, because Spirit wants to talk to you today about this, about maybe being able to open up more readily, more availably this summer coming. You know, being able to step into some of your gifts, into some of the things that are that you're fascinated by. They just said not to be under rulership of someone or something else. To be going after the things that you desire and that light you up. There is a calling for you. This summer will be significant. They're bringing me to June, anywhere from the 3rd to the 10th. Interesting. Okay, let's see what you could do without then. The storyteller. Dun, dun, dun. That's pretty funny. What I'm getting here is like, when I was talking about you needed blunt and truthful, honest, this is what I feel like here. It's like you don't want the fabrications anymore, the stories, you know, like just tell me the facts. Like I'm done with you guys sort of like sugarcoating things for me or softening something for me. There's something about like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're bringing me, like, I don't know what the phrase is, but they're bringing me to like, I don't know if you've ever been around somebody who chats so much that you actually, it like their words start to mute. I might have been that person for you, regardless. But there's a time when I've listened to certain people, or they've just repeated the same story so many times with you, but they just don't remember they've told you. And sometimes you can say like, hey, you told me, but sometimes you just need to listen, you know? And this is kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like, I'm numb now to these stories. I just need somebody to highlight the facts. Like that's all I'm getting. It's like all this fluff is no longer necessary for me to be able to handle whatever you thought I couldn't handle before. Or maybe you couldn't, who knows? But what you can do without is the bullshit, to be honest. It's like, just tell me straight. Tell me straight. Yeah. The dreamer. Angel. Which is a star. The dream angel, excuse me. Wow, you got 17 twice. 17 might be a significant number for you. I'm hearing the people that give you like empty promises, fluffing the ego, presenting as they're not, creating a lie and buying it. That's what they just said. I was going to say that's what you just said, but that's what they just said. Wow. Okay. Mirrors. Wow. Threshold. I'm telling you. Okay, so what you can do without is I'm hearing like projections. Like projecting, same thing, projecting onto me what you think or think I can't handle. You know, presenting it to me in a way that, you know, that will sway me or make me buy into it somehow. Like continuous manipulation is also what I'm getting. How are you individually seeing yourself now through these people? I think that's kind of what this is calling to. And I feel that whatever reflection you have seen recently or whenever this has really occurred for you is what has shifted. It's like I don't want to be a part of this somebody else's story. This keeps coming up recently, this particular line. I've been watching a couple of movies recently, and this is like the second movie not second movie. I watched another movie today, and it was the second movie that said that exact same line. I don't want to be somebody's character in their story. I'm writing my own story. And they were talking about fate, and trying to control fate. And that's part of fate. You can't control it really. It guides you. And even when you make those choices, there's alternate fates with those choices. So that's my opinion. Yeah, my fully opinion. So it fits for my ideology, So in this energy of what I'm feeling here, this beautiful acceptance of recognizing self is what I'm getting here, of seeing the falsities, of recognizing where you have been that mirror. You're like, I'm done with being projected onto or being that version of myself because I allowed it for so long or I was afraid. And then go have some fun in the reverse, which is, again, I don't want the bullshit, I want truth. I want truth. I want to, wow, they brought me back to I want to know that I'm being seen and not somebody reflecting onto me what they want to see. So let them go have their fun somewhere else because I don't want to play anymore. Ooh, get it, 𝔬𝔻. You putting the foot down and I'm feeling it for you. Good. Okay. So for position number 4, this is something that you need to catch up on. Or catch up to. Let's put it that way. Something you need to catch up to. A powerful move. That's fair. Number 15. I actually legitimately feel like you're already in this powerful move, but I think they're asking for like more strategy and to continue whatever impulse that is leading you or pushing you right now is the right one. And I think you just need to like cultivate that idea, nurture that idea. Yeah, it's like a sense of purposeful movement now. Knowing this, understanding this, recognizing this, putting a positive change in action, making choices from an empowered state now instead of a fear state, changing the intention now that it's super clear, or it will become clear. Because I feel like Spirit wants to bring this up because I think that you can gain clarity about it and it no longer be a fear for you. Like, I think this is what Spirit's really talking about here. It's like, this is a fear that the scare, what scares you that we can really address now and that you can actually defeat in this energy that you are, in the work you've done. And I think you're ready. Ace of Pentacles, speaking of, yeah. Absolutely ready for this opportunity. Similar colors too in this deck. Of these two cards, excuse me. But that opportunity to put it into practice, into it being a tangible thing for you. Again, purposeful intention, purposeful action. Portals, yeah. A lot of spiritual energy here too, my lovely. Opening up a new portal of your life, new portals of energy with this oracle here. Stepping into what you actually want to do, which is this purposeful intention and movement and action towards, or away, I should say, at least from this. So what you're catching up to is this. What you need to catch up to is what they're saying. This is where you're heading technically, into this portal. It's this new gateway for you, to this new opportunity because of your intention. Ooh, this month in reverse. So I feel they're giving me like a month and a half. Oh my God, they're like 23 days. I wasn't even gonna use that but yeah, so I think that's the reason why month is in reverse. Like oh, maybe it's less than a month is what they're trying to tell me. Damn, oh my bad. Less than a month. Okay, all right, you leave that for you. So it might be more than a month for some, and it might be less than a month for others. They're really pushing me to less than a month though, like 23 days. They were like, because I was really feeling like it was, and before, as soon as I flipped, I'm like, oh, so maybe not in a month, maybe just a little bit longer. They're like, I think that's why they brought me to the numbers. Anyways, that being said, this is where the catching up to do is. Making the powerful move, empowered action, making that practical plan, stepping into this doorway, into this portal, into this new version of you, into the new perspective of you, exposed by you. I love that though. I don't feel like that should be fearful. Because Spirit's like, it's an empowering energy. I really do feel that way. Okay, let's see what you refuse then. Body and soul. Interesting. ℵ𝗹𝗹. Let's leave that here. Number 5. I'm not sure. Well, I know this is a part of a past energy already, but I'm not entirely sure how much you are. It feels like you're ready to do this, but I don't know what stage you are in this particular process of what you're refusing. And I feel because we came back to exposed and revealed about not being seen, of not trusting, needing truth, there's again, self-worth and acceptance. There might be a self-worth acceptance here when it comes to the body, when it comes to how you see yourself and how you think, how you love yourself, how you've been loved, or lack thereof. You might be ignoring some of your physical health, like you might be sacrificing certain things, or you may have in the past. There may have been like a really big spiritual and physical disconnect within you. And I feel like that's what you might be refusing, or you may have been refusing. You may also be trying to fix this currently because of this new energy. Let's see. Lord of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So I'm getting more of a sense that you're refusing to ignore this part of you now. Because of actually what I just spoke about. Because I do feel like that is a part of your past energy at the very, even in some increment. And I feel that what you're refusing now is to not see yourself, because when I took out the King of Pentacles, they brought me to the Lord of Swords, Lord of Wands, excuse me. And in that reversed energy, like what fascinates you, you know, and it's like this energy sort of feels like it's been subdued a little, or just hasn't been explored as one has wanted. And this feels very like standing in your power, knowing who you are, body and soul, you know, ready for this change. It feels like you're refusing to no longer stand in your strength. Jupiter, look at that, in your fortune, in your power. Refusing to see the beauty of who you are. You're no longer going to do that. I really feel like this is a beautifully positive energy for you. And I also feel like you're going to refuse somebody who doesn't respect the body and the soul, that doesn't respect the earth and the nurture, that doesn't respect the expansion of the human, meaning one cannot stay the same forever. I'm also getting to that somebody who's, again, is not frivolous. Maybe somebody doesn't want to, like, you don't want somebody who's gambling, who's overly risk-taking, who might push their luck also. You know, so like there's a beautiful energy that I'm getting with what you're refusing, and one that's empowering, and one that's very character-driven, I would say. And then you are constantly on my mind. And you know what they're giving me with this? Like, you don't want to worry about somebody, and you don't want somebody to worry about you in a certain way. There's something about that I'm getting that's interesting. That's a side note for some. But what I'm feeling here is that what you are refusing is somebody who doesn't put you as a priority or doesn't see you fully. Somebody who doesn't see, or something or things, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, in any type of relationship, whether that be work, family, doesn't matter. It feels like I am no longer accepting this. I'm not going to be bombarded with these things on my mind by trying to please all these people, or being projected onto, and then I end up losing myself. Creating, you know, maybe certain habits or addictive patterns that one doesn't like. So you're refusing all of it, and you're going to let go of it, no longer on your mind. Wow. And let's see what you'll get used to. Interesting. Close encounters. Maybe that's the reason why I felt like such a heavy emphasis on sort of explaining that it doesn't have to be a partner, but I feel like this talks about connections in general for you. Because you've been so afraid of opening up, you know, of truly being seen or exposed because of whatever past imprints have been put on you or that are still lingering within you. And what you'll get used to is like this vulnerability as a strength. Letting others see you and your wounds as well as your strengths. Setting healthy boundaries. And you'll get used to what that feels like, and so will the people around you. Dreamer of Cups, that's it, Page of Cups. Dreaming your world into being, putting that love into action. That's really lovely. And they're also saying that you'll get used to more love coming into you now too, because of this vulnerability and this transparency of your strength and wounds. Oh, that's so nice. Ghosts. So they gave me two energies. Some of you guys are, sorry, they're bringing me back to this oracle and this portal. Some of you guys are mediums who can communicate with passed on loved ones, ghosts, so to speak. And others, they're saying, because I was like, why would you want to get used to ghosts? Like, why is this? And they're saying that a sense of detachment and connection. So you'll get used to letting go of the people or the things or situations that held you stuck into a past belief of self and embrace new ones. And with that, you may also be the ghost in other people's lives. And you will get used to that. There's bring me to the doors. It's in and out of a doorway. It's more of a revolving one that they're showing me, but that's what it's like. Some are coming in, some are coming out. Ghosts of the present, ghosts of the past, ghosts of the future. All in all, it's present. So there's something about you being comfortable in this sort of floater state for a bit, because you're getting used to this vulnerability. How perfect. Lesson learned. Keep moving. Yeah, and I think that's that ghost energy that they're showing me. It's like you figured it out. You got it. You know, like you got it. Like whatever was scaring you, like it's like sleeping through the nightmare to complete it. You know, like that's literally what it was. I remember one in particular, and I can still probably remember it today, that like spooked the shit out of me. Woke up still seeing figures, you know, that kind of scary dream. And then one night, it was a repeat of a nightmare. And I was always like running away from something naturally, right? But it was like in my neighborhood, kind of my neighborhood, similar, like in between homes, like it looked familiar but not familiar, and it was dark. And as I was running away from whatever the heck was chasing after me, probably some clown or some shit, I like dropped into a hole. And every time I used to drop into this hole, I used to wake up because it'd be like too freaky for me. But I stayed awake. I'm not stayed awake, excuse me. I continued the dream, you know, and by the time I finished the dream, as they say, like it never returned, you know, and I was never afraid to have a bad dream again. I never actually had them again because I always just slept through my dreams. The only dreams that I have that are uncomfortable now are like things when I feel like I'm battling some shit in my dreams and I wake up exhausted and sweating, you know? But other than that, I sleep. So it feels like this kind of energy. It's like you finally slept through or completed the dream, and now you can wake up, you know? All right, closing messages, part 1. We're gonna take 3 of these bad boys. Oh. First one out is choose a new direction, which I think you've chosen. Second one is communicate clearly. Yep, I think we're getting to that. We are definitely getting to that. Meditation brings answers. So my beautiful collective of 𝔬𴗏, those are your messages for what scares you. We see it. We know that you've chosen this new direction. Again, the storytelling here, this truth here is communicated clearly, and communicate clearly to yourself how you want to make moves. Meditation will bring you answers again, connecting to the body, opening up to your own vulnerability, recognizing the lesson learned, being okay with who and what needs to be ghosted in your life. Oh, my beautiful collective, I hope this was helpful. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, ciao. Welcome my pal 2 who chose the binoculars. Let's spread out your cards. Okay, my beautiful pal 2s. This is going to be the first position, and it's going to let us know or give us an insight into what scares you. We have tender embrace. Interesting. For you, my beautiful pal 2s, of what Spirit seems to want to talk to you today about is the possibility of your fear of true connection, of sitting in and sitting with someone's energy, of not finding the right love, of finding the right love and not being ready, of wanting something that seems out of touch or out of reach. You might be afraid of other people's kindness or weary of people's kindness. This is interesting, pal 2. Let's see what else. Yeah, we have the 4 of Wands in the reverse. So it's leaning more into the energy of either being afraid or not wanting it. Like, I know we're talking about what scares you, and it can legitimately be commitment, could legitimately scare you. And some might be more fearful of it because of past or because of what they witnessed growing up. I'm really getting a sense of falsity in love, like you're afraid of false love. Or of unions that don't work or don't last. Maybe your upbringing was unstable in some way. Maybe the dynamics of like I said, what you witnessed is influencing on your fear of this type of connection. Then you have Mars. Spirit just said it was about how it was presented to you, how love was presented to you. It wasn't tender, it wasn't soft. I'm hearing very disciplined, unemotional, lack of warmth. It was like disciplined type of love. It had to be proven that you're worthy of love in some way. It's a possibility also. And I'm also getting a sense of like too much masculine energy. Afraid to have not a good balance, I guess, in the home or in love, in partnership, in the drive, like a balanced drive towards a similar goal. And then time to cleanse. So I'm getting 2 energies with this time to cleanse. I'm getting, first they said it's a time to change your perspective and cleanse your thoughts. 2, it's also a time to remove yourself from, they're saying remove yourself from the energies that make you feel too hardened, you know, like, yeah, they really want you to cleanse out these beliefs. That's the strongest energy I'm getting. Interesting. Let's see what fascinates you. The Divine Matrix, beautiful. Number 44. You have number 22 and 44, so a lot of double numbers for your synchronicities and numbers might be significant. So what I'm feeling here is what fascinates you, my beautiful collective of pile Two is the divine womb is what I'm also hearing. I know it's a different card in this deck, but there's a connection to this feminine energy, you know, of connecting to all of the softness and serenity of an untapped wisdom and potential. You're really fascinated about how can I like weave your dreams into reality. You like that cause and effect, or law of attraction, or law of assumption. The synchronicities, learning to trust in the way things unfold. That's what fascinates you. So it feels like if we're talking about something that scares you, maybe there's a part of a pursuit that you're going after right now, that union is not what you're seeking, but they just said it may be seeking you. Interesting. So then we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, again, like wanting to do it on your own. I'm getting like that solitary witch kind of vibe. I'm hearing you don't want any other influences involved because you feel like you've had too many influences in your life that has put you on the path that you are now, which is why you're trying to detach from this particular type of energy you may have been in, or again, not wanting to commit to certain things anymore, or period. Uranus, yeah, things that are expansive, that are surprising, that are otherworldly. And you like things that stir the pot. I don't think you're afraid either. I think that's what you're doing. It's sort of like this shock energy, you know? It's almost the opposite, again, because I was feeling a very masculine energy here, and it's very feminine to me in this energy here, an active feminine energy. So it feels like that's what fascinates you. It's a different type of approach to certain things, or love in general, or things that you love. Alone time is needed. Yeah, wow. Yeah, like I said, that solitary witch. You know, so you're cleansing out this part of you, or this portion of your life, or this belief system, or the structure around the way you used to look at something. And now you're allowing it, or I guess the fascination is allowing you to sort of step or lean more into that energy, of stepping into your power of this beautiful fascination with the divine matrix. I love it. This is what you can't do without, is in position 3. Into me I see. You can do without, hey? I'm not sure if I said that right. Things you can do without. So, this is interesting. They're giving me a feeling of, it's like they're saying that nobody else has to tell you who you are anymore. So what you are, I guess, what you can do without, what you're leaving behind in some respect, but like what you can do without is people trying to project their own belief systems on you. There seems to be a collective theme with this. You know, there's a sense of, I am no longer going to look outside of myself or see myself through somebody else's eyes in a negative way. And it also talks about, like, the card talks about intimacy and trust in another, dropping shields and rigid boundaries. And if you can do without that, this is what I'm saying. It's like you don't want to be in a partnership. I really do strongly feel this for you, pal, too. Like the connection or the wanting to be committed in some way is not what you're seeking. Like it's about the individual right now. It's about you. It's a solo journey is really what I'm getting at in this phase. Then we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is so interesting, pal, too. Like really truly not wanting to be into some sort of coupling, and they're bringing it to me like it might be everybody else's wish, but it's not mine. Well, it's not mine in this way, put it that way. It's like I don't want to be vulnerable with certain people or certain things, or yeah, there's a very interesting, and I'm wow, I never saw this in this card before. I know that they all have them, but I never saw it at first time. But this line here is looking like the ⴊ which is about birth, you know, growth. I know it has it on all the cards, but I've only seen it ever on this card right now. So I feel like it's really significant about you birthing this new you. And you can do without people, the naysayers, or people trying to distract you from your goal, from what fascinates you. Air. Yeah, again, thoughts, words, people's projections onto you, ideas of you, connecting in that way. Like you don't want that energy. And again, like talking about not wanting connections with the air, you know, communication. And it's like asking you to like change the scenery then, and that's what you're doing. You're like, I don't want any of this, I can do without all of this. Spiritual awakening 11, enlightenment, soul mission, life purpose. And I think that's the why. You know, like this is what's happening for you. Another spiritual evolution. Again, another double number. You have 11, 22, 42, 44, my God. 11, 22, 44. You know, and I feel this is what's happening here. You're like, this part of this into me I see, even when the card talks about, because this section, is about what you can do without. And this card talks about intimacy, is about intimacy, vulnerability, connection. You know, you're like, I don't want this. I want to communicate about it. It's not necessarily something I'm wishing for, either currently or ever. I'm on a mission right now, a spiritual solo mission. Okay, so let's see position 4, about, which is something you have some catching up to do in an area. Let's see. A higher view. Interesting. Interesting. I think this is fitting for you, lovely. I really feel like they're talking to you about trying not to be too rigid in this cleanse, you know? Like, they understand that you want and need to do this alone. They get it. But alone doesn't mean completely solo. We do need the help and assistance of others. And I think that's what they're really referencing for 1. 2, they're talking about using your emotional wisdom and bringing that into perspective about how you view this and how you cleanse this. How are you actually perceiving this particular phase in your life? Like a sense of conscious neutrality, letting go of the judgment and of the assumptions. It's like the ability to remain unbiased. And I guess maybe this is what you're learning, possibly. A sense of true unattachment, a true detachment, you know? So you can get back to the self. No judgments here. It's just something that you need to catch up to, is getting to that higher perspective, which is hence what you're doing, like I said, right? Feels fitting. And then 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. Trying to balance this out within, which is what we just said, this higher perspective. You are learning this right now. I feel like you have to detach for you to get to that perspective, in all fairness. I think it's a part of the journey. So, and I think you're on track, my love. I think you're on track. Blades, yeah, seeing what needs to be cut out. Swift, clear, and concise decisions. And I just heard cutting out the illusions again. The illusions of self and the illusionment of the actual attachment and detachment, they said. Interesting. I like that. And Tuesday, let it be interesting. I am filming this on a Monday. Regardless of when this is up. This might be up on a Tuesday or it might be up today. It all depends. But I feel like it's any Tuesday. Spirit's giving me jokes. They're like, you hear Tuesday, there's 2 people. Anyway, the point is, that's funny, especially because you don't want any partnerships. It's pretty hilarious to me anyways. Cheesy joke. So what I'm feeling here about what you need to catch up to, right? It's almost like an understanding of, like we said, the higher self, the perspective of what needs to change within you, what needs to be cut out, what needs to be in balance. And I feel like it's any Tuesday might be significant. And maybe a particular Tuesday is when certain things come to light and you just let it be and the cleansing begins. We'll see. I feel like a Tuesday just might be significant. Or the second day of the week. Again, they're bringing me to the twos again. Funny. Let's see. This is what you refuse. Position 5. Letting it go. Let it go. Interesting. This is why the higher perspective is there for you. What you need to catch up on. There's something that you're holding on to that is, hence this time to cleanse. That's asking to be let go of, to be unraveled. There's a sense of like healing, forgiveness, letting go of resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of the victimhood, releasing the pain, moving into the lesson it offers, and also letting go of the need to be right, possibly, either right with yourself or right with the situation. And if you're refusing this, it's like, again, look at the higher view. Balance this out, tap into the emotions a little bit more and try to see yourself and the situation more clearly. 8 of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. Not walking away from that belief. That's what Spirit's saying here. It's time to let go of this perspective, this belief, this hurt, this pain. It's no longer serving you. And I think you know this. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like Spirit's just like, you are a little bit resistant to this. And I think that's why there's sort of like a little bit of an extreme. It's not an extreme. A little bit of a pendulum swing when it comes to how you want to approach this solo. Crossroads, how fitting. You are at a crossroads and you might be refusing to pass that or pick a direction, let's say. Feeling unsure. Coming back to that instability or instability feeling, back from your what scares you. Yeah, like the choices, the unknown, your consequences of. But this crossroads talks about, or reminds us, I should say, that there's no shortcuts in this crossroads. It's like, get those shoes on, lace up your sneakers, and get going, like you're ready. So don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to change who you are, to evolve. Because ultimately that's what's happening here. Spiritual awakening. Let's create together. Again, like what you refuse, you're like, I just don't wanna. I don't wanna work with nobody. I don't wanna think, that's what I feel like they're really asking, to let go of this particular perspective. There's something, or spirit, or something like that, but no rush. I'm not trying to rush you. They're bringing this up because it's something that you're refusing, right? And for you, you're refusing to let go of something, refusing to heal something in some way because of a perspective is what I feel. More so than the, like the holding on to a situation. It's the thoughts behind it. And Spirit's like, let's create together. Let's cleanse this. And you're still in a bit of a refusal, but hence the journey. You will get here. You'll get here, I should say. And let's see what you'll get used to. A burst of freaking magic. Freaking A, that beautiful lotus blooming. Out of the mud, my beauty. That's what you'll get used to. The magic that's around trusting in the universe, trusting in the divine unfoldment. Embracing spirit, creating together, on mission. Oh, it's good. And they're also saying, like, you'll get used to these sort of like epiphanies or sudden insights or bursts of intuition, higher knowing, a deeper sense of everything having a purpose. Like cultivating a conscious contact with your source energy, spirit. Again, you'll get used to this. It will get it will get much easier. And it's also coming to know what calls to you and what lights you up. That's awesome. And then the Hierophant, yeah. Oh, yeah. dedicated and committed to that particular path now, this magic path. Again, my solitary witch. Again with that hermit, you know, but in the background, if you can see here, this shadowy figure, I feel like I'm interpreting it as this person's a shadow self, and they are rejoicing while this one's conjuring, you know, like both in harmony is what I'm feeling. Shadow and the light, same here, dark and the light. You'll get used to it, this balance. Ooh, I love it. And then water. My hands were really drawn to the Hierophant conjuring with the cauldron here. That water, the emotions in balance again, nurturing the self, replenishing the self, in harmony with self, again, with nature too, as I said. Sense of clairvoyance might be coming in for you too. Or scrying, they also said. And they're also saying that it might feel overwhelming, like this sense of emotion, like an overflow of all these things coming in for you. But Spirit's like, just take a swim, dive in. Dive in. Lovely. And then look at that. Act now. Abso-freaking-lutely. Act now. That's what you'll get used to. Acting on intuitive, acting on intuitive impulses. Listening to Spirit and Source, creating with Source, on purpose, in alignment with self, swinging the pendulum back into balance so that we are on this higher view. It's so good. So what scares you, my lovely? I totally get it. But what Spirit has been doing for us today is giving us ways to help us eliminate this fear or address the scarcity mindset within ourselves. And it feels they have done the same. Binoculars are on you. My lovelies. Okay, let's get your closing guidance, my loves of pile 2. We're going to get 3 angel answers to help you out on this particular phase you're in when it comes to combating this scarcity or this fear. First one we have is no. And then we have trust. I'll show it to you in a sec. Don't show me this one, Spirit. Alright, didn't see it? It's flipped though. So, first one, no. I giggle because it's been like your energy from the beginning, like just resisting. No, I don't want this. No, I don't want this. No, I don't want this. Spirit's talking about higher self and trust. Trust. And what's the third? Forgiveness. Look at this. Exactly. Everything that they've been talking about. This, let it go. Forgiveness. Trust in this. Trust in this particular process. Do not refuse it. Do not resist it. You know, it's here for you. They're with you, working with you on the on the path with you. So create together. Step into it. Dive in and swim. Oh, my beautiful collective of pile 2, I hope this was helpful. I am sending you so much love. Until next time, ciao. Welcome, my pile 3 who chose the glasses. Let's spread out your cards. All right, beauties. Let's see what scares you, which is our first position over here. Broken open, number 28. I heard this is a collective these are collective energies that I'm getting for this readings today. And you also fit in suit where there's a sense of not wanting to be seen. That's a lie. Of being broken, literally. Of being so exposed in a sense that feels naked and weak is the energy they're giving me. I'm getting a sense of not wanting to be perceived or no longer be this naive, uber fragile, and too sensitive is also what I'm hearing. I don't think too sensitive exists, but this is how they're raising. Wow, this is how they're saying it to me, and they're just raising my awareness to how you might perceive yourself. This is interesting energy. Like you don't want to be broken. That's what I'm saying. Like you were afraid in a sense of, again, being hurt. Again, is what they're saying. And I just heard my heart can't take it. Ten of Wands in the reverse. I heard afraid of hidden burdens and afraid of your own personal baggage affecting how you look at certain things or how vulnerable you allow yourself to be with certain people, how much weight you give to the relationship or the responsibility of that person. Also afraid that somebody won't like be there through the hard times. And I think that's probably because of past experience. Memories. Yeah, no shit, past experience. Yeah, that's literally why. It's like because of the past, like shit broke me. And I said 10 of Wands, it's 10 of Swords. Damn, sorry guys. Even more fitting. Like in this sort of mental prison of not being able to escape this feeling that it's gonna happen again. Or that it's me, like it's my fault. Something like that, you know? The advice in memories is to try to take some of the good memories to help blend us to move from our past. You know, not everything was dark, not everything was bad. Yes, certain things and certain people either came in to teach you something or were just deliberately hurtful, and you are that beautiful gift that gave them that opportunity to learn. But still, in your own hurt, you are learning how to heal better, how to be more selective, either how to have better boundaries, how not to keep yourself in the cyclical nature of the thoughts or patterning. Money is coming in soon in the reverse. Would I take this card when it comes to tangible things, you know? Again, a lack mindset is this money is not, it's like in the reverse. It's not coming in right now, meaning the energies that need to be grounded are not quite here because we're in a particular cycle of broken. Okay, let's see what fascinates you. A deep breath. Interesting. I'm getting a sense of breath work might fascinate you, meditation. I'm also getting like the Buddha's way, spirituality. I think a calmness right now is really what's fascinating you or what's pulling to you. Yeah, breath work, meditation, Buddhism, even Taoism. Maybe a different type of medicine or healing modalities from the Asian cultures. Spirit's asking me to read the small passage for a deep breath for you guys when it comes to fascinate. A genuine acceptance of danger, projection of a threat without substance, fight or flight mode, inability to focus, trusting in the universe as a way to release fear. So again, this is this breath, like what fascinates you is how do people get out of this funk? How do people heal themselves? Especially if we're talking about what scares you, right? And if we're giving the opposite to what fascinates you, it's like, how do people do this? And I feel what the suggestions that I said or the things that you might already be doing, because she's very much in a meditative pose, ready and channeling into that energy to heal. And I think this is what it is. You're finding a better modalities and a way to heal. Breath work, meditation, hypnosis even. Then we have the Moon Chariot, which is the Chariot. In the reverse. So it just keeps leaning into the sense of stillness, you know, they're telling me like not running away from the emotion anymore. Like how people can do that, how people can sit in it, how they can breathe in it and not feel so broken. And Spirit just said it's practice. Spiritual practice. Number 7 might be significant for you guys. Geometry, speaking of numbers. 39, geometry, chance. I just heard a chance to change the cycle. A chance to better interpret the symbology. This card technically is really about form follows function. So it's about the practice. Like we said, it's about the practice. Form follows function. Remember that you are also a cosmic pattern. Have you understood your pattern? Which we've talked about, which I think is what you're learning. And then the choice has always been yours. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is where it is now. The fascination with understanding that, like, it's always been a choice for me to either stay here or to get here. And you're learning this, or will be learning this. This is exciting, pile 3. Difficult, hard, heavy, but exciting for growth. This is what you can do without in our position number 3 here. Feeling the world. Overly sensitive, like I said, you can do without feeling everybody, feeling everything, being too sensitive. You know, you're kind of done with that energy. You're like, I don't want to feel so much because it leaves me broken. And again, creating better boundaries, learning how to. Yeah, like this empathy, overload, and overwhelm. Then you have Sophia, which is in the reverse. They're giving me the feeling of like not giving this energy a second chance. Like I can't have this myself be this sensitive because it does affect me more than I can control at the moment. So how do I find better judgment within myself, better balance within myself, that I don't feel everything, that it affects me in a way that's debilitating? Excuse me, this is a card of strength. Either way, my comments still apply. But again, yeah, lacking strength and wanting to hold on to this. Like, I don't want to hold on to this energy. Again, finding the better balance, boundaries, same idea. The moon, the cosmos, number 3. Talk about feelings, right? Don't want to be in the feels like this. I don't want to be overwhelmed by my sensitivity. I need to learn how to breathe, control my own geometry, my own sacred geometry within. And then this connection is undeniable in the reverse. That's so funny. Again, like I said, I don't want to be too much involved. Like it's too much for me. That's what I'm getting. And now you're learning how to sort of filter how much you give out and give in. That keeps you in better balance. That doesn't allow you to feel so broken or depleted or used. And I just heard you could do without the manipulations of others' emotions on you because you're so sensitive and they know that. Okay, so for position 4, this is where you have some catching up to do. Where is that leading you? Sacred reverence, that's fitting. Number 47. I'm hearing when it comes to honoring yourself, and this is what I feel like you're catching up, like you're rebuilding your heart in a sense, like exactly as the hands are, like rebuilding the heart. And you have the key now because you understand or beginning to understand your own sacred geometry. It's like a sense of joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, manifesting from the starting point of spirit, of source, spiritual passion, sitting in truth, sitting in your truth, in your understanding. Again, a deep witnessing of self. That's what your catching up is, or where you're catching up to. Three of Pentacles. Yes, grounding, working with the Trinity is what they just said. This was not in reverse. I don't know why I was going to do that. So maybe there is an energy of wanting me to put the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Like, but this feels like, again, like I said, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity within self, reverence within self, connection to your mind, body, spirit, earth. It's like, excuse me, they're giving me like earth, the actual earth, the human experience, and the celestial family, like that kind of three. But in the reverse, if they were showing it to me that way or wanted me to put it out that way, it's sort of like you're still grounding this energy, or will be grounding this energy within, that might need to be more solidified within self first before you can truly expand when it comes to this Three of Pentacles energy of like working together with people in that energy, like in a tangible way. It's a side note. So, but you're catching up to be able to work with people, work with this particular sacred reverence now to find union again in a better way, in a healthy way. Flowers, yeah. Beautiful. Like blossoming, growth, a gift, nurturing, changed in season, a sense of excitement and youth. It's like a sense of sublime fortitude in this deck, which comes from courage, from confidence, and from your passions. So even if it's difficult for you to, find the motivation, to remember that flowers pop, they pop up in the most impossible places. Do not be afraid to bloom. That's beautiful. And then Sunday brings in calm. This whole reading is about calm for you. I'm telling you, this is a part of your practice. I feel like maybe Sundays might be your day, like when you go for that deep, deep meditation as opposed to just your daily, check-in sort of feel. And or a specific Sunday could be very significant. It could have been very significant. I feel like it's more on the latter, like a particular Sunday might be a part of your ritual, a part of this deep breathing, a part of you recognizing what needs to change, a part of you recognizing that the choice has always been yours, of creating better boundaries. So that's what you are catching up with, or what you're catching up to within this process. Let's see what you refuse. Healing the heart. Ooh. Is that true, pile 3? Are you refusing to heal your heart? Okay, First Spirit said, you're refusing to heal your heart in the way you had in the past, hence why you're looking for a better way too. It's like what I had been doing or tried to do in the past doesn't really work. Meaning like my recovery time is still long. And I want it to be shortened. Ooh, this is interesting. Ready to change that way of healing is what I'm really getting. Again, it fits, right? Yeah, like taking the time to get healthy, renewal after rebirth, like a renewal after birth. It's that kind of energy. You're refusing. Yeah, the Hanged Man in the reverse. There might be a perspective or something that you may not have tapped into when it comes to how to heal this or a particular method. And again, like I said, I think that you are doing some research to find that. I really legitimately do. So again, I stand by what I feel like you're refusing to see or heal. I feel like it's not healing the heart. It's not that you're refusing. You're refusing to do it the same way because it didn't work for you and it left you in the same place. And the perspective of it, you've already gathered. You're like, I know this now. Like, I know what this is, so I need to find a better way, which is what I think you're doing, straight up. And then dice, yeah, taking a chance on something else, rolling the dice, ready to step into this new way of healing, new breath work, new energy work. Yeah, ready to finally take a chance and a risk on yourself. They want you to explore what the dynamic means for you as an individual. And that's what I think, again, you are exploring. You're working with fate, you're working with destiny, you're working with chance. And I think you're ready for it. Even though you might be hesitant, I think that's what it's Spirit saying, like, roll the dice, my love, and try and take another way to approach this healing and come back to self, you know, so that you can come back to self. That's legitimate. Wow. I like that for you. I like that you recognize that what you've been doing in the past hasn't been working, and it didn't really make you feel as good, or you brought you back to the same place. Now you're like, I'm not going to repeat this cycle. Like, you're deliberately making a conscious choice not to be this way anymore. And that's freaking awesome. Awesome. Accountability is one of the sexiest things ever. Truly. Oh my goodness, I got too excited. Okay, so this is what you will get used to. A willing release. Get that wish. A willing release. They just said you'll get used to things being easier. It won't feel so difficult. It won't feel like such a marathon or an obstacle to overcome. It's like a yielding to the divine plan. Releasing attachments to form. Especially if something isn't what you expected or wanted. Leaving room for serendipity. You're learning this, my lovely. You will get used to trusting a little bit more. That sacred reverence. Then we have Lady of Swords, Queen of Swords in the reverse. Oh, Spirit said you'll get used to the blunt and honest truth, spiritually speaking. That willing release, again, trusting in Source, that you do not doubt it anymore. And you do not doubt yourself. You do not doubt that you can heal or get through a situation or whatever. You are clear, my beauty, clear. That's what you'll get used to. Love that. The sun. Illuminating your way in the path forward. Always in connection with Source. Clarity with truth. In alignment with Source. Oh, that's awesome. And then retreat in the reverse. No longer needing to retreat anymore, right? That doesn't have to happen now. This broken heart of how you have to, go into this hermit energy and really recalibrate and disconnect from all of this. You won't have to do it that way anymore. You won't feel so overly sensitive because these boundaries will be better. Your source will be intact, You will trust it, and you came back to self. You took a chance on yourself and rolled the dice with Spirit. I love that. That's brilliant. All right. Okay, my beautiful collective. This is amazing about Spirit addressing to you how to alleviate or remove or recognize the scarcity or the fear and how to go through it. And they gave you some really great tools here, some great reassurance of this fits for you, my pile 3. This energy here, this broken up energy. It's all here in rhythm or in harmony with you getting to this place of a willing release, this sacred reverence, this flower, this abundant opulence, All right, let's get your closing messages. First one is improving health, which is here, figuring out new modalities of healing. Remain positive. All right. So, improving health. Oops. Remain positive, and that's exactly right. Like, this is what you're doing, improving your health. You are remaining positive in this situation, which is you're trying to find new ways. It's to step into your sacred reverence. Unlikely. Oh, they just said unlikely that you will fail. And this is where your doubt comes in. There's like, I don't know how well I can do this. Should I take the chance? Remain positive. Do not let doubt seep in. This is improving. You will not fail. So do not put this in, again, the scarcity mindset. I'm going to take one more on unlikely, because that word sometimes, they came out quick. my God, see? I told you. Yes. You know? Yes. The answer is just yes. It's just yes. With an exclamation mark. Yes, you will succeed. There's no doubt about it. Everything is improving. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Okay, my lovelies of Bio 3. I hope these messages hit you in the right spot and gave you some insight into something that might be scaring you at the moment. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, keep on your lives. Ciao.